Matt, how do you feel about taking the route of starting your roster construction and building around a value play?
So I like building around a value play. I think I kind of want to leave one for the end of the night. The low-key injury, so we mentioned a bunch of big names that may not play tonight. The more under-the-radar one, I think, is Ivica Zubac, where in the Clippers game, if he doesn't play, you get probably two guys that split the center minutes between Serge Ibaka and Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't think the Clippers can really go small here because the Lakers have Anthony Davis now. It would be a different thing if we had the LeBron center lineups the Lakers were running for a while. But with Davis and Dwight Howard, I think the Clippers do want to play a center. So to me, I think you save a spot in your lineup for either Serge Ibaka or Isaiah Hartenstein. Both are priced in the 3,000s. I probably lean towards Ibaka, but these are two cheap guys who, if Zubac doesn't play, you get a lot of potential value from a slot at the end of the night where most people have probably taken out value plays elsewhere. This is a 10 o'clock game. It's the last one, the lock of the entire slate. So I really like the idea of saving a spot for one of those two centers.
Gary, and a lot of value plays here in your DK Nation article. Would you consider building around one of them?
Yeah, I think one that I sort of brought up towards the end of that article, it just keeps becoming more appealing to me, although he'll have to be activated is what we kind of have to look out for here. But, you know, I kept kind of looking at that Spurs center rotation being like, oh, God, like Drew Eubanks, I don't really feel like playing him. Are they going to activate Thad Young? I don't know. Like, that's weird. Zach Collins, man, why wouldn't they activate Zach Collins for this game? I mean, he's in form. Like, this is someone who is playing with the Austin Spurs. He played 27 minutes in a game on the 29th. He played 29 minutes on a game on the 31st. And that first game I was talking about, he went off for 15 points and 18 rebounds. Like, Zach Collins constantly injured. I know you want to be very careful with him, but this isn't one of those situations where if he's activated, we have to say, like, oh, he hasn't played in like a year and a half. He might be limited to 15 minutes. His conditioning is fine. He's out there playing. So I think if he gets the call tonight, there's a realistic probability that he plays somewhere between 25 to 35 minutes for a Spurs team that just does not have anyone else. And Collins is at least talented when he's healthy. So I would really keep an eye on that news.
All right, Nick, building around a value play. Is that a strategy you like tonight?
It is, and Matt, you know, kind of stole my Serge Ibaka value play. I think that's the way to go if Zubac does not play. Of course, like Matt said, you have to wait till later in the night, so maybe some people don't want to take that risk. But I mean, Ibaka played 22 minutes against Indiana on Monday, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. And again, if Zubac doesn't play, I mean, he's probably locked into at least 22 minutes, if not more. Essentially splitting that time with Hartenstein. I like Keldon Johnson as well in San Antonio. Not a massive value. He's at 5,700, but he's played 35 plus minutes in 4 straight games. Spurs, as we keep saying, are down a few guys. They'll likely be without Doug McDermott tonight as well. So I think that workload continues for Keldon Johnson. And then one other guy that I would highlight is Javonte Green in Chicago. And of course, with Javonte Green, you're not looking at a ton of upside, but he plays a consistent role. They need his size. They need his athleticism to defend on the wing, especially against a team like Toronto. And he has 20 plus DraftKings points in 3 of his last 4.